I've talked about this before, how the mind is like a program with its various repetitive thought patterns. And for most of us, the program is just running on automatic, and the thought patterns may be very negative in nature, reoccurring thoughts that maintain a sense of fear or anxiety, inadequacy, frustration, depression, and so on. But the program can be rewritten. We can retrain the mind. We can change our patterns of thought. We can shift from these negative thought patterns to a more positive pattern of thinking. Take complaining as one example. To complain means to find dissatisfaction in something. And there are those of us who can find something to complain about in practically any situation. Even if the situation is favorable, we can still find something in all of it to complain about. We might be served a meal, but we find it too salty or not salty enough. And we might obsess over this small imperfection. This one small thing can ruin the entire meal. It can even ruin your entire day. But it's not the amount of salt that ruins it. It's the fact that we're so focused on this one small thing that we fail to appreciate everything else. And the more that we complain in life, the more we train the mind to seek out imperfections and to obsess over them. And as a result, we can become very miserable. So if you want to be happy, all you have to do is change the program. Instead of focusing on what is missing or flawed or what have you, retrain the mind to look for things to appreciate. In every situation, look for something positive. Find something of value, something to be grateful for, and then give your attention to that. And initially, this may take some conscious effort because the automatic programming is still running. The automatic program is still looking for imperfections to obsess over. So you're actually going against that programming. You're consciously, willfully overriding it. But the more that you practice shifting your attention in this way, the more natural it becomes, the more habitual, the more automatic, because essentially you're rewriting the program. And how much time and practice this requires depends on how ingrained the negative thought patterns are. So this is not something that just changes immediately. Anything that you do repetitively becomes habit, becomes automatic. And if you've been complaining for most of your life, then this is what continues automatically. So in the same way, if you want to shift to a more positive pattern of thinking, to be grateful, to be happy, to be content and at peace, then you have to be repetitive in that regard. Happiness will never come to anyone who fails to appreciate what they have. So again, simply to look for things to appreciate, to value, to be grateful for. You have to consciously search these things out. And whenever you do catch yourself complaining, obsessing over some unsatisfactory detail, simply notice. Notice that you're doing this, that you're focusing all your attention on this one area. And then gently shift your attention to see what you might be overlooking. What are you taking for granted? The food may be too salty or not salty enough. That's the complaint. But are there other aspects of the meal which are pleasant? What about the very fact that you have a meal? The fact that you have food to eat, that you're not going to starve? Can you simply be grateful for that? And what happens when you refocus your attention like this? When you really give your attention to that and appreciate it, notice how your entire mood begins to transform. Happiness is not dependent on the situation being perfect. It's dependent upon our own perspective of the situation. It's all in how we choose to look at it. It's whether or not we can appreciate what we have, whether we can find anything of value in our circumstances. If you find value in this content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe.